Welcome to the Energy Healing Lifestyle Journal Self-Care Challenge. My name is Robin Nutt, and I'm your host of the channel and the founder of the energyhealingschool.com. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my journaling process and then share some real-life examples along the way. So if you have your journal, grab mine and journal with me, right? So I like to set that intention and focusing on, again, focus isn't really even the word that I'm looking for, just setting the intention to be open, to ask myself the journaling prompt and just allowing whatever comes up to come up. It could be my to-do list for the day. Again, it's okay. Sometimes it's the way for the brain to clear the fog. Sometimes it's a way for us to avoid and block the answer to the question. That's okay too. We just work with it, right? We kind of flow with it. We don't fight it and resist it. We just allow. And if we have to, just ask ourselves again, listen again. So just like you would listen after you ask someone else a question, giving them a chance to answer, allow yourself a chance to answer to the journal prompt, okay? I write out self-care challenge to pay attention to what day we're on, basically, because if you know me by now, you know that me and dates and time just don't click very well, and that's okay. So today in self-care, as our acronym, the letter L is for love. And in my healing system of Best You, it would be the letter S, which is self-image. So really meeting ourselves with love and compassion. It seems so common when you have that inner critic, that inner judge, that you beat yourself up, blame, shame, guilt, nitpick everything, kick you while you're down, all that the icky stuff, really, right? So having that reminder to meet ourselves with love and compassion, to bring some love into how we see ourselves, not just all the criticisms and the judgments, right? And then just allowing yourself to have human moments. Then the chakra for today is solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra governs our self-image, how we see ourselves, our self-esteem, whether or not we are allowing that love and compassion to balance out that energy, right? To clear out the energy. So then I write out the prompt for today, the journal prompt, and it is, who are you loyal to? So it's the theme of the week, right? Loyalty and betrayal kind of can go hand in hand. So who are you loyal to? What came up for me, some of these real life examples, that there was a time, so in reflection, and then of course still some, to a degree, again, there's situations, right? And there's a spectrum of what we would consider what's loyal and what's betrayal and so on and so forth. I would say that I'm loyal to family and friends. So again, more probably in the past, still to a degree today, I would say that I am loyal to my family, probably family first. That's kind of been my motto, right? Family first, outside of self-healing, and then some friends. And that's changed a lot over the years. Used to be really die hard, kind of came into mind, like that statement, that phrase, die hard, of loyalty to friends. But again, that's changed. But we change as people, right? So it doesn't mean that our loyalty has changed, or does it just mean that we as people have changed, that our paths have changed, that our focus, our intentions, our journeys have changed? So again, it depends on how you look at it. Some might see that as a level of betrayal, and some might just see it as life, right? Just the journey of life, the human experience. And again, there's situations, so it depends on what happens and what you're doing and what you're not doing, or what others are doing along that journey, along that way. My intentions have increased over time and continue to be more loyal to the source of unconditional love, to really bringing that into my life, into my awareness, feeding my energy, in every situation. I've not mastered that yet, but that is my intention, right? To have, in a sense, that loyalty of a highest good, above and beyond the humanness. Let's see, put here. So yeah, my humanness still takes over at times, which it does, right? If we're being honest with ourselves. So then bringing in some codependency patterns, because that would be a time when those codependency patterns kick in and continue to cycle, then those are times that I would notice, probably after the fact in reflection, that's when that humanness takes over. Then the loyalty is more towards the pattern. Really, I don't even want to say that the loyalty is to the ego, but to the pattern to keep that cycle continuing. So then just to speak a little bit more on the patterns, if you're not familiar. So this information comes from the coda.org website, coda.org, codependency. It's for codependency recovery. And there's five words, five main, sorry, I blend them sometimes, patterns. And then there's some examples underneath of all those patterns. I'm not going to go through all of those today, but just to scratch the surface, to touch on a few, to give a few examples. So the five main patterns of codependence would be denial, low self-esteem, compliance, avoidance, and control. It's not the order that they're on there, but there's five of them. Excuse me. So one denial pattern that we as empaths might be very familiar with is focusing on others' emotions, right? Away from ourself. So in that sense, you could say that when our attention and our focus is on everyone else's emotions, because we can feel it and it's so heavy, right? But then the loyalty is away from us. The loyalty is to whomever is the source of that energy. The one we want to help, the one we're feeling, right? That is the focus. And if that's someone close to you, if you're in like a form of relationship, could be family, someone that you have contact with often, then you might find that your loyalty has become to them over even your own self-care well-being, right? Let me know if that's true for you. The example for low self-esteem is valuing others' approval over your own. So something about you, your own values that are important to you that you squash and put aside and dismiss or stomp on, taking on that of someone else's. So if we have different values and I just toss mine out the window so that I'm true to you and I'm just going to agree to your values and I'm just going to take them on, right? That's like betraying ourselves, betraying our highest. Compliance. Loyal even when it's unhealthy or abusive. I can remember a time in my life, let me know if you do too, maybe still, where you feel like you have this strong relationship with someone. Again, it could be a family member, it could be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship. And you're just like, we're besties or we're tight or whatever language you use to really try to drive home that close-knit relationship, right, that you have. And then you're going to be loyal to each other till the end kind of thing. But in this human experience, we grow, right? We grow, we learn. We may have different paths to take in this life. So when we veer in different directions, sometimes that feels like betrayal. But is it, right? Is it? Or do you deny your own, what you feel like is your purpose, your path, your desire, your life experiences, your contracts, to stay loyal to someone else? Again, just awareness, right? So make this personal to you. If these are not resonating, what does? If something pops up for you, go with that, write about that. Another one of the patterns, codependence patterns of codependence that falls under control. May not see it this way, but freely offering advice and direction without being asked. I'm so guilty of that. Trying to fix it for everybody, right? Oh, you just wanted to talk about it? Well, I'm trying to fix it for you, right? Oh, you've got this thing going on? Well, let me tell you what to do. Let me tell you what to do. Here's my advice. This is what I would do. You weren't asking? I'm telling you anyway, right? Falls under that sense of control. I can't even say the loyalty is to ourselves in that aspect because it's really none of our business, right? It's really not our business. Even though someone's talking to us about it, maybe they just want to talk. Maybe they just need to vent it out so they can release it and let it go. Maybe they're talking so that they can hear themselves process or hear themselves talk to process. I've done that. Have you ever done that? You hear yourself talking about it and you're like, oh, yeah, now that I'm hearing myself say it or talk through it, now I have a different perspective and I just figured it out for myself. But just holding that space is really all we needed. But some of us would jump right in with all the answers as if, right? It took a while because I didn't realize it at the time, but again, in reflection, I have very good memories of times when I did it, and I did it a lot. Intentions were good, but doesn't change the fact that I was doing it. It wasn't my place. And another pattern of codependence is avoidance. Remember, we've talked about avoidance quite a bit last week. So the one example I took from Coda.org was refuse to give up their self, but I underlined self-will. So refuse to give up their self-will to avoid surrendering to a power greater than themselves. Self-will being the humanness, right? Sometimes, tell me you haven't had this happen. Sometimes, whether you say guides or higher self, God, source, creator, whatever, like that nudge, right? Like, you needed to be doing this, but your humanness is like, no. Or your ego's like, but I don't wanna, right? I don't wanna do it that way. The unwillingness to surrender. You're avoiding the higher. You're avoiding the guidance. And you're just trying to hold on to that humanness, right? So those are just some examples or patterns of codependence. And I brought this up because the BU challenge, the 5-day BU challenge, breaking these patterns of codependence. I'm still on pre-launch. Oh, I was going to set the date so I could share it today. I will have a date tomorrow for pre-launch. I'm looking because I forgot to shut my door. My mom went to sleep. Hopefully I'm not interrupting her. So yeah, anyway, tomorrow I will have a date. January, that we will launch the 5-day BU challenge. So until then, if you want to go ahead and sign up for half off, use the coupon code PRELAUNCH. My gift to you. Why not? I said it's not expensive anyways, but still, half off. Why not? Let me not forget to share some cues or symptoms, if you will, when the energy is wonky in the solar plexus chakra, and what you might notice or experience are ulcers, diabetes, any type of digestive disorder, food allergies, chronic fatigue, of course, the low self-esteem, as we've been talking about, right? Having that low self-image as we beat ourselves up, have some fear of rejection, those negative thought patterns, which include those patterns of codependency, as we've been talking about a little bit more. Again, having some self-blame, shame, or guilt, criticism, judgment, right? So some ways to support the energy in your solar plexus chakra: solfeggio frequency, 528 hertz. The elemental healing element of the solar plexus chakra is fire. So lighting candles, getting in the sun. It's been cloudy and rainy and dreary in Ohio, but can burn a candle. Let me know how you are doing in your journaling process. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to share what's coming up in the comments, that would be amazing. If you have challenges with protecting your energy and setting boundaries, don't forget the Empathic Healers Masterclass is a free masterclass for you to check out to help you with that. If you go to theenergyhealingschool.com, you'll be able to find the masterclass. You'll also be able to sign up for the 5-day BU challenge, and you'll see some other good stuff in there as well. So thank you for sharing your time and space with me. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, whatever time in the world it is for you. And I will see you tomorrow for Heart Chakra.